What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and also watching our channel. We're about to go work out, but you know what? We decided to just go ahead and film anything to get out of a workout, right? but
No, we're
but
still
no,
gonna do that workout.
no, we decided to go ahead and film because we started talking about different topics and having our discussion about what we're going to discuss for our next topic. So we decided to just go ahead and film and go ahead and put it out there today. So here
So
we
what are
are.
we discussing today, Miss Jones?
The first thing we're going to discuss is loving your wife and respecting your husband, part one and part two.
So today we'll be ultimately talking about loving your wife first and foremost. Guys, we haven't forgot about you. Next week we will be talking about respecting your husband. So, tune in for next week as
But
well.
today, we're talking about loving your wife, not tolerating her, but loving her.
Yes, that's a big difference, babe. So I'm glad you clarified that for us.
Okay.
But as my wife was saying, we will be talking about loving your wife today. Ultimately, when we think about love, we think about sacrifice, we think about grace. When we talk about sacrifice, a lot of times when we determine what love is, we always determine it by somebody holding us down in a rough time, or somebody sticking by our side, or what somebody have done for us. All that dictates a sacrifice, and that's what we basically generate love to be. Also with grace, the same thing. A lot of times that we'll act a certain way or do something that's not right, and somebody still shows us love despite of what we're doing. And when we really technically in this society, if we show them negativity, we expect to get negativity in return. But when we do something negative or evil or outside of us becoming who we naturally should be once we mature, you still have people that show love. That's actually a grace that they showing us, and that's what love really is about. So I think that's first and foremost has to be understood. What is love? We could talk about love on and on, and we could discuss that topic for the rest of our life because it's so much detail, so many treasures built inside of that. But we want to hit on 2 points today. The 2 points that we do want to hit on is a mindset of love, and also knowing how to love. A mindset of love, that's something that we really have to think about daily. I truly believe, to understand first and foremost, when we love our spouse, we love our wife, it's like we loving ourselves.
Right.
The more that we love y'all is really a love to ourselves. If we wake up in the morning, we brush our hair, we get dressed, we look nice, we go out and we want to look the best that we want to look. If we spend that much time focused on ourselves, we have to spend that much time focused on you all.
Right. Right.
Because that's what love is really about. It's about loving ourselves, because y'all complete us. Y'all make us whole. We become as one when we're married. So when all that takes place, we have to love you all just like we love ourselves, because loving y'all is loving ourselves.
Right.
And that's a key component and a key note, fellas. Keep that in your back pocket. The more that we love them and the more that we pour our love to them, they're going to basically give that back to us, or should give that back to us. So a second component of that, with the mindset of love, is that I'm giving her a break. If we've been gone all day supporting the family, working, or whatever we may have been doing to increase finances for the family, when we come home, and if the wife been at home all day, taking care of the kids, especially in this time of virtual learning, we have to think about that. Showing her love and having a mindset of love is giving her a break. We may pack up the kids and say, okay, let's take a bike ride. Let's go to the park. Let's do something to give mom just an hour or something so she can regroup, kind of, reset her button, because she might have been running around taking care of the house all day. That's showing a mindset of love. Another thing is that just because we basically say if we go and punch a clock and we have a wife that stays at home with the kids, it's a job staying at home. It's not, we can't dictate a job being by just something we punch a clock and earn money behind, because a job is to push this family forward. So if you're pushing the family forward, husbands, as from a financial standpoint, if that's the case, and the wife is at home with the kids, she's pushing the family forward, because the kids need that as well as they need the finances. So we're working together as a group and a unit to push this family forward. Right. So we have to understand that, being at home with the kids, taking care of the house, it don't matter if it's cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, whatever it is, that's a job in itself. And we have to have that mindset as husbands to know that we value that just as much as us going punch a clock, or vice versa.
Right.
Another thing is that each and every day, it's a scripture that I live by, that I've been living by for our whole time of being married, and even before that. But ultimately, it's a scripture in Colossians 3:23. It says, "Do everything as unto you do it unto the Lord and not to man." What does that technically mean? That means everything that I do from a personal aspect, everything that I do it to God. Nothing disrespectful to Sierra as my wife, but we talk about this a lot. We know about this, that first and foremost, the first importance is my relationship with God. Then comes my relationship with my wife. And the same thing from her. Her first importance is her relationship with God, and then ultimately I come. So with me knowing that, that means that if I open up a door for her, if I tuck in her chair, if whatever I do at that point, I'm doing it to God. Right. And so my wife may be the recipient of it, but I'm doing it to God. So regardless if you was to wake up on the wrong side of the bed or not, at the end of the day, it keeps me consistent, because I'll never be able to repay God for what he has done. Right. So I got to continually keep it consistent instead of being like a roller coaster. You do me bad, I do you bad. You do me right, I do you right. We can't keep being up and down. We got to be consistent in marriage and a relationship, and having a mindset to be consistent. And that way we continue to love you.
Right. I can recall a time when we first met, and till this day, Larry will open the door for me. He will open the car door for me.
That's my queen. I got to take care of her.
And there will be times where I understand when we're on, a nice date or having a date night, but it would be times where we're just running errands or dropping the kids off at school or whatever. And I would be like, oh my gosh, I can get my own door. But I had to step back and let him fulfill his role as being a husband. And that is loving me. Open a door. He'll tell me, you better not touch that door, But I had to sit back and I was like, you know what? Let me stop trying to control every situation. Let me allow him to fulfill his duty as a husband. A lot of us women out there, we're very independent. Some of us have our own independent way of thinking, but you have to consider them as well when they're doing things for you, when they're, even if it's just the small things. So we just have to let them fulfill their role as being a husband. So.
And that's a key component, like Sierra was saying, opening the door for her. That's my way of showing her love. It's many other ways that I show her that I love her, right. But that's just one way. And so, like you were saying, just allowing me to do that and fulfill my role as a husband and a leader for the family in that way. Right. I appreciate you just saying, okay, let me step back. I may take a little bit sometimes. Sometimes I may get a text message while I'm walking around, or sometimes a call may come in. But, I appreciate you still just being patient and let me still get to that point of opening that door for you. Another thing is that, fellas, what we have to understand is not just taking the kids out to show her love and a mindset of love is what we're talking about. But also, if you can wash dishes, you can wash clothes, you can prepare a meal. You may not be a cook, but if you buy a meal, give her a break for that night. Or if y'all eating leftovers from cook the night before, prepare the plates, warm the food, get the kids ready at the table. So just to give her a break, that's all showing love, and that's having a mindset of love.
Yeah, just being considerate, putting her first. Before you think about yourself, you're going to think about her. And that will all be ways of showing her that you love her, listening to her, learning her.
That is key too. Just learning your wife and knowing, how she rock or how she vibes. Right. And then on top of that, y'all one anyway. So y'all connected spiritually. Y'all one as in body. So at the end of the day, if you're off, I'm gonna know that you're off. Right. I get that feeling when Sierra's off, or something may not be going right that day. Then I know how to cultivate her and cover her and support her and encourage her in during that time as well.
Right.